You should join a concierge association, no matter what star your property is. Too often, hoteliers assume concierge service belongs only to luxury brands. The truth is, properties at every level, from 2-star to 5-star, can elevate guest experience by embracing the concierge role. In a recent interview with Gem Journal Today, Miguel Pena, president of the South Florida Concierge Association, shared how his 3 decades in the profession shaped his view of concierge service as a vital resource, not an optional perk.
South Florida Concierge Association was founded in 1987. It's been around for close to 40 years. As far as my participation in the organization, I started in 1994 with the organization. When I joined, we had just under 50 members. Now we're just under 500 members, which would encompass residential as well as luxury hotel concierge and corporate partners such as rental car companies, restaurants, livery companies, retailers, malls, and attractions. Our end goal is to be that conduit between the vendor and the concierge, enhancing the relationship with the end result would be the customer. We are a networking organization. We truly try to build a relationship between the business as well as the concierge. Now, imagine a business trying to get out there, get the word out to over 200 concierges at the same time. It would be a daunting task for an individual or a team to do it, going door to door. We become the conduit between the two. So whether they want to email something to our members or host an event, we get the people out there. We get the concierge out there to intermingle with them to truly understand what their business plan is all about, be it a product or service, and then get that information out to the traveling public as well as the local public. Right? We serve hotel guests as well as residential buildings now. A lot of buildings have sprouted up over the last 20 years in South Florida, and we have a lot of seasonal guests that we would consider somewhat of a hotel guest. They have the same wants and needs. They want to know about what's going on as far as local attractions, events, restaurant dining, what's the latest places to go eat, things of that sort. So we have a gamut of a multitude of different customers. And now with social media, we also push it out to the local public as well. What we try and do is educate the traveling public. So if there's a new restaurant opening up or an event that's being showcased, not only do we want to educate, but we generally suggest enhancements such as 2-for-1s or discounted offer or certain time frames where only a certain number of people can get in. Hence, we have a newsletter called In the Know that's published on the first of every month for the last 4 years. And that is, we have a subscription base of about 7,500. And those individuals have inside knowledge of what's going on. Now, I don't write the newsletter. We actually have a design and editorial team that takes care of that. And they do an exceptional job in getting all that information and presenting it in a professional, timely manner. From the beginning, the concierge has always been misinterpreted. I've seen hotel GMs that have been honest and come to me and said, you know what, I truly don't understand what you actually do, what your role is in the hotel business. So it's been an educational process, both internally for the management as well as a traveling customer. Now, the affluent traveling customer that travels worldwide knows exactly what a concierge does and where they can utilize them to the best of their ability. The average traveler, for the most part, is a bit skeptical, and maybe we're intimidating because of the verbiage. You know, concierge is not something that people are normally accustomed to hearing. But we offer a myriad of services, and they have changed throughout the years. I remember back in the days when there was the Rolodex, we were the original, and I jokingly always say this, we were the original Google. We were the search engine. You couldn't go online. There was no online. You would come to the concierge desk and say, hey, what's this and that? And we would the phones and get the information that we need to get. In the internet's infancy, yes, Google came out and people searched for themselves. But again, Google's only as good as the information that's put into it. So there's a lot of information that's erroneous or outdated in Google, so they come back to us. And now we fast forward to the AI scenario where you really trust all the information that you see. Some of it is true, some of it is not so true. So you want maybe a reality fact check, and that's where the concierge comes into play. And they can tell you the ins and outs of and do's and don'ts of a particular city and what it offers. What we have seen is there's been a downsizing of the concierge role in some 3-star and 2-star hotels because, again, they may see it as a luxury, not a vital necessity. But the 4 and 5-star hotels truly get it. When you check into a hotel, you're selling an experience. You're not selling the Freddie linens or the accoutrements or the amenities in a hotel room. Some hotel rooms are nicer than others, but why they charge the $800 and the $2,000 a night is for the expectation that someone expects and we deliver on. And I think the concierge is integral and monumental in that particular standpoint. I was reading an article and there was a phrase that came to mind, and I've kept it written down. It's called "automate the mundane tasks so you can humanize the exceptional," meaning the back end is where AI's role will play. Back in the day, when I was a young lad, we used to have a guest historian on staff. This individual's job was solely to get background on our guests that were checking in. How they would do that, they would call the admin, or they would call the personal assistant and find out what the customer's likes, dislikes were. There was no internet, so they couldn't Google anything. And now AI brings it to the new forefront where they can get all that information. You can craft these beautifully worded letters, whether they be a welcome letter or a sorry letter, things of that sort. But when you have a challenge, a personal challenge, a human challenge, it takes an individual that empathizes with the customer, that truly understands it, and really makes a bad situation into a stellar situation, and hopefully you gain loyalty in that stance. AI can only apologize 1,000 times, but there's nothing else they can do. They're not going to show empathy or anything else. It's the human element that really makes that difference.